Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, today we are going to do repair maintenance on hairline hinges. So welcome guys, share my work, like and comment. I'm going to take you through a repair on our hairline. This is the most delicate part and this is the hairline. You can have a look guys how the hairline looks like. So as long as we are doing a oil kind of maintenance technique, guys, we also need to use our tools where need be. For instance, at this area guys, we need to separate the roots a little bit. Then after separating the roots guys, you will find that we need to replace this lock strand. The lock's strand length has been shortened over time, and considering that the client's hair is transitioned, this is color which has been applied some years back, and it has been causing harm on the client's hair since most of the lock strands have been thinning and breaking. And as we go on guys, we'll be talking about the pros and the cons of doing colors. So at this particular part guys, we have a lump here, so we need to deal away with this guys. It seems it has taken longer time, so the lump has already clogged in place. So we are just going to cut off this part, comb out, then reattach another lock strand which we have just harvested from the rest of the lock strands. So let's do so guys. Let's cut off. No, you can't undo this, has already clogged. So let's cut off at this part. Let's comb out this particular part so that we can remain with some hair strands that we can use to do the lock extension. So it's your work as a loctician to make sure that your client enjoys the journey of having locks. So whenever you come across any issues on the client's hair, kindly try as much as possible and address such concerns accordingly. We have already combed out this particular portion. Let's attach this lock strand. Now remember that I just said that I just harvested this lock strand from the other locks. So let's comb out so that we can reattach it. I've just combed out this particular part. Let's go ahead and attach the lock strand. But before then guys, I'm gonna do some interlocks just to bring together my portion guys. Just pick my portion and do some interlocks. I'm gonna do some interlocks. Okay. So that I can keep my portion in place. Now this is the portion that we are going to deal with. So let's attach this particular strand so that we can manage our hairline and restore confidence. So just attach the combed out part. You can choose to separate it into two guys. There are so many ways on how to attach this so that it can permanently stay in place. So let's separate into two that way. Then I will kick off by affirming the first portion. That is, I will kick off by affirming the first portion in place. And remember that guys, there are so many tutorials on how to use this particular crochet tool on my channel. You can go back on my channel and have a look on such tutorials. I've just attached the first portion. You can have a look guys. The other two portions are here. Let's somehow try as much as possible and reinforce the portion in place. I don't want the lock strand to come out with the time, and I will be talking about the process guys as we wind off. We are not yet done, but the lock strand is already in place. The section which remained from the that side of the roots. I'm just gonna pick that section and try and wrap it in a clockwise manner loosely along the lock strand, that way, while working backwards. The remaining section from the lock strand, I'll try and wrap it in anti-clockwise manner along the length of the lock strand loosely towards the roots, that way. Have a look. Then I'm going to use my crochet to do the finishing kick, that way. While working backwards, try and make some circular movements as you push your crochet to and fro, that way. And what method am I using, guys? I'm using instant method, and I'm using a crochet tool which is 0.5 mm. What happens, guys, is that whenever you push the crochet to and fro, the crochet hook comes out with lock, that is hair strands, creating some loops. And whenever you go ahead and push the crochet once more inside, comes out with additional hair strands, thereby going ahead and completing the previous loops. And that way, guys, you'll find yourself tangling the hair more, as coming out with this kind of lock strand. So you need to affirm your point of intersection, and you should be keen not to break the hair strands. Guys, apply minimal amount of tension in order to avoid breaking the hair strands at the point of intersection, that way. Now, I find this being a quick and easy way of reattaching the locks. Guys, I'm going to show you on how to manage the rest of the loose hair strands, which seems to be loose along the edges in the hairline. Guys, this is truly amazing. You can have a look how the lock strand has just been, attached in place. Remember, guys, due to poor maintenance over time, you might end up losing some lock strands from the hairline. And considering that the hairline is very delicate, at times you need to give attention to your hairline in order to, to overcome some of those challenges. So we have just reattached the lock strand here. Remember, the particular lock strand which was here before was very thick, and it had a knot which was left out for longer time, and the knot had locked in place. So instead of undoing the knot, because it couldn't come out, we just cut off and combed out the portion, then it reattached this lock strand. Let's go ahead, guys. On this particular lock strand, seems to be short, so we are going to do additional lock strand here to get advantage of the length, then attach the loose hair strands at the roots. Let's begin by doing so. This is what I usually does on my daily styling activities. So I'm used to this, guys, so you should also get used to this in order to make sure that you maintain your client's hair properly. So I've just picked the loose hair strands, as you have just seen. We are trying to be quick enough, guys. There are many tutorials on how to do lock maintenance techniques on the channel. I want to refer you back to the channel, but on this particular video, guys, let's try as much as possible and try to be a little bit quick. So we have just attached the loose hair strands. Now, by doing so, guys, the loose hair strands can't come out. And what else are we supposed to do in order to prevent the loose hair strands from coming out? We need to interlock. And why am I interlocking? In order to offer resistance to the loose hair strands, which we had just attached here using our crochet. If at all the loose hair strands tries to slide off the main lock strand, we'll find resistance here. and the loose hair strands will be held in place. Whenever the lock strand grows with its volume intact in place, the lock strands grows healthier and there are chances of giving your hair longer life. So all the services that we do, guys, give our hair longer life. And if you don't adorn your hair in a healthy manner, then you might end up losing your hair and it won't serve you for the given time. So let's go ahead, let's hand some length to the lock strand, comb both sides so that you can get loose hair strands that you can work on. Guys, remember that I usually use my crochet tool to attach the lock strands together. So let's go ahead. Now this time around, guys, I'm just gonna attach the lock strands in totality that way. I'm not going to separate the loose hair strands. I'm gonna kick off by using my double hooked crochet tool, which is 0.5 mm. I'm gonna kick off by using it. So at the point of intersection. So you can choose to attach the loose hair strands all together at your point of intersection without even starting off with one section as we did there before. But be sure of the process happening inside the point of intersection. That way, we will go ahead and attach the roots. At the roots, just pick the loose hair strands and just ignore the parting, guys. Our client maintains organic parting. I've just picked the loose hair strands along the hinges of the hairline, trying to attach them using my crochet. That way, you see, whenever you do this on your daily routine, over time, you'll get your locks standard and you'll never need any more repairs. You'll just continue with your retwist methods. So let's go ahead and do some, 2 or 3 interlocks just to safeguard our loose hair strands which we have just attached, so that over time, whenever you are faced by any harsh hair treatments, the loose hair strands does not come out. Now the interlocks protects the loose hair strands from any harsh treatments after the service. It might be a wash, it might be a styling, it might be, there are so many surfaces that might affect your hair. So can have a look, guys. These are some of the lock strands which have just created time to take you through the repair process, and you can have a look. Let's get back on the procedure that I was using to do the retwist. Guys, we said on our previous tutorial that you can use water, a bottle of water, to sprinkle some water on the roots so that you can end up blocking the hair while it's dripping wet, as well as using the castor oil. So guys, I'm not going to use water this time around, guys. I'm going to use leave-in treatment, and my leave-in treatment, guys, is watery and has some grip. So I'm gonna apply. Remember, I did this before I started off with my locking, my retwist journey. It's just a recap. This is just a recap, guys, of what processes have just been adopting. So after spraying some leave-in treatment, the hair now becomes wet. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the castor mix. Remember, guys, my castor oil contains some coconut oil as well, and on my previous tutorial I talked about the benefit of such, and if I have to repeat myself, guys, it will be just for the benefit of our beginners and those guys who are new on my channel. In our previous tutorial we said that the benefits of the coconut are that it's antibacterial, it's also anti-inflammatory, and it as well, guys, offers some antioxidant essential benefits. And it also, in other ones, guys, the coconut oil is also a penetrating oil. So you will find that whenever you apply the castor oil, the hair becomes hydrated. And the best part of it is that we also have the castor oil that now, guys, goes ahead and locks in the moisture. Since castor acts as a sealant, it goes ahead and locks in the moisture as well as offering some benefits. And remember that, guys, just to reiterate on what we said, just for the sake of and the benefit of our beginners, the castor oil, guys, contains omega-6 and omega-9, which are fatty acids, and they usually help in antibody to the hair. So that way, guys, will be stimulating the present nutrients in the hair in a way that the hormones can respond positively and offer a healthy change to your lock strands and the scalp as well. So let's go ahead and do this particular lock strand all together, guys. I also need to do another single interlock on this particular strand. Then just go ahead and do my comb coil that way. You can as well use your palms to palm roll the lock strand in place. Ensure that loop in place just to make sure that the lock strand does not unravel over time. That way. Let's do this one. Just palm roll the lock strands. Remember, guys, we are not using gel, and considering that our locks are transitioned, we also need to adopt healthy techniques of maintaining the lock strands so as to give longer life to our lock strands. This is the finishing part, and you realize that my client lost a lock strand from this particular part. So, guys, we are just going to go ahead and attach another lock strand at this portion. Differently from what we have just done there before, as we were attaching the lock strand, guys, we did some interlocks so that we can get, the portion that we were to deal with in order. This time around, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and attach the lock strand direct. That way, attach it direct. These are some of other means and ways that you can do, but for beginners, make sure you do the interlocks. For pro stylists, I think you can go ahead and do your thing, guys. Saves time, and you also need to have mastered the technique of reattaching the lock strands. So, guys, I'm using a double hooked crochet tool, which is 0.5 mm. Let's observe and see what happens. Action speaks louder than words. Have a look. The lock strand is already in place. So we just need to smoothen the point of intersection so that we can get assurance that the lock strand can remain in place for quite a long time. Remember, guys, these are some of the maintenance techniques that you need to adopt in order to maintain healthy lock strands. That way, after doing so, as usual, I'm going to interlock the lock strand, and I just explained there before on the importance of interlocking. I'm going to attach some of the loose hair strands, which seems to be loose on this particular lock strand, so that you can go ahead and lock it together. So let's somehow try and interlock the roots a little bit. I'm going to interlock twice. Why? Because the growth is not much accommodating. Let's apply our castor oil Guys, remember that I'm just repeating these procedures just for the sake of you. We had done the oil application as well as the treatment. So we said on this particular video we are using leave-in treatment as our means of moisturizing, unlike our previous tutorial where we used water. After moisturizing the hair, go ahead and do your palm rolling technique. That way, just do your palm rolling technique. Whenever you feel like you need to add an extra interlock, don't hesitate, just go ahead and do so. That way. Then I'm gonna do the palm rolling technique. That way, just to hold in place our locks. This is how the lock strands appears. You can have a look, guys, on the scalp surface. Very neat and clean. This is a captivating look, guys. Have a look. And our lock strands, guys, remember we had textured lock strands. That is the lock strands in some color. And you need to adopt nice ways and methods of doing retwist that can sustain your lock strands in a healthy manner for quite a long time. And guys, just to talk about color a little bit, if possible you need to avoid the color, because most of the stylists, what they don't tell you is the procedures, the processes that they usually take your lock strands through. Whenever you do color, guys, at times you'll find that most of the locticians use high concentrate products, and those high concentrate products hence have damaging the hair in a way. Now what happens with the color is that the color tries to break the strongest bond in the hair, that is disulfide bond, same way chemicals does. That way, guys, you'll be losing your elasticity nature of the natural hair. Whenever you lose the elasticity nature of the natural hair, the hair becomes weak, and you'll find out that the hair will start thinning and at times breaking. Why? Because the hair needs a lot of attention. It needs a lot of moisture. As well, the hair needs a lot of repairs. And whenever you are doing repair on textured hair or chemically relaxed hair, for instance, using your crochet, like on my case, let's assume we are doing repair here, you will find that the hair has got some resistance whenever it's being pulled to and fro by the crochet. Why? Because it has got no elasticity nature. The hair has been stretched beyond its elasticity limit, and now whenever you apply some tension on the hair strands, they end up breaking because the hair is not elastic anymore, and it can't absorb moisture naturally from the atmosphere as it is supposed. So you need to pump in more moisture and use products to seal in the moisture so that you can extend the benefit of the treatments that you have just done. So it's tricky to maintain textured hair. So to maintain the textured hair, guys, just maintain nice locking techniques, use products, and keep your hair moist. So this is final look, guys, and it's wow, guys. As I finish up, guys, I want to invite my very humble model to give a few remarks about her experience.
So I first discovered Martin through YouTube channels because I have locks, and I was trying to learn more about the process and how to maintain them and keep them healthy. I'm originally from the US, so when I came to Kenya, I looked for him and I made it a point to make sure that he was able to do my hair before I went back. The experience has been amazing, from the way that he washes your hair, the care he takes in washing it, you know, explaining the procedures and the maintenance that it takes to keep healthy locks has been amazing. He's taught me so much about my locks, especially, you know, how to keep them moisturized, how to go about getting them properly maintained, proper retwist procedures. So it's been a great experience altogether to be able to come and have him do my hair, and I would definitely come back. Please don't forget to join Martin's YouTube channel, and don't forget to support. So subscribe, join, support, because we really need more people with his expertise to help people who have locks, and he's been such a treasure.
So thank you guys for staying locked and watching my content to the end. Let's meet in the next tutorial. Kindly consider sharing my work. Support my channel, guys, by joining membership. Thank you.